That is one big pile of shit.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. If you've ever wondered who the king of the douches officially is, we have now confirmed it is Colin Kaepernick, who is now attacking his adoptive white parents for being racist. That's right. This is the end result of wokeism. Wokeism, at its essence, at its core, at its very being, is selfishness, narcissism, black hole selfishness and narcissism. It causes you to see yourself as the victim in every circumstance, including being lovingly adopted and raised into becoming an NFL multi-millionaire suffragette for the civil rights movement, having everything you could possibly want in life, but you got to sell a book. So who else can I throw under the bus? For myself, because it's all about me. What an absolute douche nozzle, this guy. Colin Kaepernick calls out his adoptive parents' racism as he promotes new book. That's right. It always has to be connected to a product. Buy more product. Don't ask any questions. Well, what is Colin Kaepernick's young life about? Let's go ahead and check in here. Kaepernick was born in 1987 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 19-year-old Heidi Russo, who is a white American. His birth father is black, from Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Ghana ancestry, whose identity is unknown. So he's never met his father. Nobody knows who he is. Separated from Russo before Kaepernick was born, Russo placed Kaepernick up for adoption at 5 weeks old. Man, somebody who has kids, like that's hard. That's hard. And a white couple named Rick and Teresa Kaepernick adopted him. It's interesting here how they say the races, as though that's, again, as though that's somehow pertinent here to this article. But there we go. The couple had two biological sons, Kyle and Devin. The Kaepernicks decided to adopt the boy after losing two other sons to heart defects. Oh, that's so tragic. They moved from Wisconsin to California. They supported Colin Kaepernick, who was a 4.0 student. They sent him to a great high school. They supported him in his baseball and basketball and football endeavors. He ended up leading the California Central Football Conference, and he ended up playing in the NFL and becoming the starting quarterback for the 49ers. Here's Kaepernick with his parents. They seem lovely. And his absolutely toxic succubus wife, who is pushing all the SJW garbage because she knew that Kaepernick's career was over. He had been benched even after getting his team to the Super Bowl, and Kaepernick was an absolute sucky quarterback. On a meritocracy level, he was a garbage quarterback, and so they benched him, and so in order to make everything about himself, he started to protest the national anthem. And now he's writing a book called Change the Game. Well, this is what Colin Kaepernick has to say about his parents. He certainly is changing the game as it pertains to grateful children being a wretched douche, man. This is the book that Colin Kaepernick should have written. How to be a douche to nice people who saved my life.
How you depict yourself in this book, not as some big shot hero, but as a shy, insecure high schooler like we all were. I'm speaking for you, but
no, absolutely.
Growing up, I think still am a pretty introverted person. I hope it's true to form, and that's just kind of how I navigate the world.
It's his true high school coming-of-age story, his journey embracing his blackness, despite resistance from many, including his white adoptive parents.
I know my parents loved me, but there were still very problematic things that...
Including his white...
Look at this. Look at how angry they're depicted. Look at this man. Look at how... Listen to your mother. Oh, wow. He was told to listen to his mom by his dad. It must be racist to listen to your parents. Look at how cruel and what? Dude. All right.
Adoptive parents.
I know my parents loved me, but there were still very problematic things that I went through. I think it was important to show that, no, this can happen in your own home.
It's hard to
watch. And how we move forward collectively while addressing the racism that is being perpetuated.
He took cues from his icon, basketball star Allen Iverson, who he said wore his blackness like a suit of armor. And teenage Kaepernick wanted cornrows to match.
Look at how mean they make his parents out to be. These people are heroes. They should be the heroes of his life. There is nothing more important in your life than your parents. There is no one more selfless than parents who adopt a child who was abandoned by his father, by his birth father. Interesting how there's no words for that guy. Deadbeat dad who gets a woman pregnant and then walks away and won't raise the kid. That seems to be the real villain of the story, but this is the essence of wokeness, right? This is the essence of woke. The real person who's the victim here is not Colin Kaepernick because he had parents that abandoned him. It's because of the parents that actually adopted him, loved him, raised him, it costs a lot of money to raise a kid, spent all this money to raise Colin Kaepernick, supported him, loved him, but they didn't like his hair. So they're
getting what roles, his mom asked?
Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
Your mom said that to you.
Yeah. And those become spaces where it's like, okay, how do I navigate this situation now? But it also has informed why I have my hair long today.
He hasn't played professionally since the 2016-2017 season, when this single gesture sparked both solidarity and outrage.
Why did you choose that day and to protest in that way?
That's actually something we're going to dive deep into with the doc that's coming this fall. But as it relates to the book, people may look at that moment and be like, oh, you must have been this person all along. And it's like, no, there's growth that has to happen.
Will you continue to sit?
Yes.
So I could make more money. That's always the answer. So I can make more money. How are people responding to this? Larry Elder, who happens to be black. Wow, I thought the anti-American Somali refugee Ilhan Omar was ungrateful. Colin Kaepernick just accused his white adopted parents of perpetuating racism because they objected to his afro. Hey, number 7, my black biological parents objected to mine. Do I have a lawsuit? Here's Larry Elder posting a super fly photo of himself with a massive afro. If you've ever been wondering, if you've ever been on the fence about Colin Kaepernick, now you know. Horrible, disgraceful, ungrateful piece of This guy goes on and does a video about Colin Kaepernick. His name is Zeke Arkham. This man says that Colin Kaepernick is everything that is wrong with society.
What's up, everybody? Zeke Arkham, the original cop of attitude, and failed NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, because the NFL is slavery and he's oppressed and he can't get a job in the NFL. So, of course, now the NFL is racist, is now accusing his parents of racism. Even though they took him in, even though they supported him financially, even though they sent him to college, even though they supported him during his whole little temper tantrum kneeling episode, they're now perpetuating racism because his mother disagreed with growing his hair long. That's right what it says in the article. Now all of a sudden, they're racist. Colin, you had your little temper tantrum on the sideline. You can't get a job in the NFL. When the NFL tried to get you a job working with them, you decided to turn it into a whole media circus. And now you're turning on the people who raised you and took you in. Bad look. Top of the attitude got you sick.
Yeah, bad look. Kaepernick's step-parents deserve better. They adopted an ungrateful child that made millions throwing a ball. I wonder what his life would have been like if he'd never gotten adopted by a supportive family that helped him chase his dreams. Man, that cuts to the quick. Trade offer. I receive adoptive loving family. You receive public humiliation and being labeled a racist. Colin Kaepernick accused of adoptive white parents of problematic upbringing, perpetuating racism. Impressive. Now do your real parents. Yeah, there does seem to be a villain at the center of all this, and it's not his loving white adoptive family. It's actually his real parents who abandoned him. If you're going to look for a villain inside of the comic book, look at them. That's it's a bad thing to do to your child, to make decisions, have a child, and not raise it. Thank God those parents were there to raise Colin Kaepernick and make him successful. It was exactly the point that Byron Donalds, one of our favorite congressmen, were making on Laura Ingram's show last night.
Parents decided to adopt him out of the goodness of their heart. They raised him. Part of his success being an NFL quarterback is part of what they did, instilling and nurturing in him in his life. I just couldn't imagine, doing that to somebody who raised you. I think about my mom. My mom said a lot of tough things to me growing up about how I'm supposed to comport myself and carry myself as an individual in America. And so to write a book about that, I just couldn't get there. And so that's the thing that's problematic about this, because they decided to make a decision for themselves to care for him. And so in my view, to not honor them, I just think is wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's unchristian. The Bible says honor your parents, honor your father, honor your mother. And quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this is just disgusting behavior. It is the essence of wokeness. Selfishness, black hole narcissism, looking at yourself as the victim forever and ever and ever, and just utter weakness. Weakness. Somebody didn't like your haircut? My mom didn't like my haircut. Does that mean my mother is racist? When I was growing up, every mom doesn't like something their teenage son does. Get over yourself. What a douche. Colin Kaepernick, king of the douches. Ladies and gentlemen, we're fighting to save America from people like this, and from these kind of like cancerous attitudes, and we fight right alongside you. My name is Benny. See ya. Thank you for watching. Our channel is here to meme the libs until they cry, and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, Base Patriots.